Welcome to the Loyal Opposition Podcast, episode number 15. I'm Bernie Flowers, one of Uncle Sam's wayward children. I believe that our country's best days are still in front of us, but if those best days are to come, we need to change the direction of the country now before it's too late. I intend to talk about important topics every week in hopes of helping to improve our country and our way of life. This week, our guest is activist Karl Landgren. Mr. Karl Landgren is North Carolina's state director for Preserve America Now, otherwise known as P.A.N. Striving to follow the author of liberty, Mr. Landgren is an Eagle Scout, an Army veteran, and the son of a 20-year Navy veteran. Karl is a husband and a father of 5, oath-bound and completely determined to do whatever is necessary to restore our original divinely inspired Constitution as the supreme law of our beloved republic. Karl is a lifelong patriot who ramped up his efforts to save America during the Tea Party era. And beginning 4 November 2020, he has passionately redoubled his commitment to our country. Let's get started. Hi, Karl. How are you today?
Great, Bernie. Hope you are too.
Outstanding, sir. I got a few questions for you. You mind if I ask?
Please do.
Tell us about the mission of P.A.N.
Well, P.A.N. or Preserve America Now, Bernie, has a twofold mission. One is we want a lot more people to become quite a bit more familiar with the Constitution. You know, from school children to people who vote and the people we vote for, law enforcement officers, business owners, just about everybody ought to know quite a bit more about the Constitution, right?
I
Well,
agree.
by doing that, we're going to help reinstill patriotism, which is obviously on the decline here in this republic. And that's going to have a lot of really good effects. And people may end up, voting more conscientiously or getting involved in so many things, such as, contacting their state legislators about a bill that's going forth and saying, wait a minute, And so that's gonna help a lot with the rising generation and the current generation. And our second mission, it kind of ties in with it. It's really hard to separate into two since they overlap. But that is, how there are people working to, let's say, defend our right to keep and bear arms, and there's folks looking to protect children, whether it's preborn or school age children, with all the indoctrination and everything else that's going on in government schools. There's folks like myself, for example, who are working to repair our broken election processes and a dozen other causes, right? Folks just trying hard, best we can, to steer this republic back onto its divinely appointed course. Well, you may hear, and some of your audience may sometimes hear, why don't all these groups get together? Well, guess what? That's our second mission. Let's have every patriotic individual and organization be one big umbrella group and stop the communists.
I like the sound of that. I got another question for you. You ready?
Always.
How does how does P.A.N. plan to implement that mission?
Great question, Bernie. Glad you asked. Well, one thing we are doing to help folks to become better acquainted with our Constitution is we like to steer them towards anything from, say, Hillsdale College has a free online class, and if you wanted to contribute to Hillsdale to help them with that a little bit or whatever, or subscribe to their Imprimis magazine and stuff. Um, there's a lot of different people who are quite versed in the Constitution. There's a lady named Chris Ann Hall who used to speak at my county's annual Liberty Seminar. She has a podcast, and Tactical Civics is a great uh, resource for civics education about the original Constitution, and there are quite a few others. And it doesn't hurt to just take the pocket copy and read a page a day. And the Constitution itself can be printed on one piece of paper, one page. It's written by geniuses, but you don't have to be a genius to understand the precepts of it. And the beauty out of it is, we can read it again next year, and have some more aha moments, kind of like we do with scripture. Well,
Amen.
because it kind of came from the same place, didn't it?
They sure
So
did.
that's how we hope to help people become, actually, for the Constitution to become part of more people, and it needs to become part of who we are. And so the other side of the mission too, bringing groups together, is well, I tell people, if you want to join us in P.A.N and spread the mission, spread the word, you can do it in 5 minutes a week. Who who is anyone in this republic who cares about America who couldn't find 5 minutes a week? If you want to, if you want to do more, fantastic. God bless you. But if you use any social media, just once in a while type panforall.org. How simple is that? It takes what, 8 seconds? If you, for example, hear somebody grumbling about putting $90 in their uh, pickup truck and only getting $60 worth of gasoline, you can hand them a card about Preserve America. And so there's several different ways you can do it. I gave cards to a couple of cashiers today when I was grocery shopping, and I placed cards at mom and pop convenience stores and restaurants and things like that for customers to pick up. Gave a couple to a lady I was talking with at the bank today who's a patriot. And just anytime you hear a conversation or start a conversation, hand somebody a card. And there's so many ways that we can just let people know about P.A.N. And if you have any questions, you're always welcome to ask us. But we just want people to kind of reach out to folks who are a bit concerned with all the tyranny and horrible things that are going on, and kind of wondering, well, what can I do about it? So that's that's pretty much it. And so if folks are doing that, if millions of people are doing that, and and millions of members of other organizations are going, yeah, that does make sense. There's strength in unity, there's strength in numbers. That's going to multiply our efforts. When there's unity, which is also a scriptural principle, our efforts just multiply exponentially, whatever we're doing in life. And so when there's unity and harmony, we patriots can avoid duplication of effort. We can share best practices. Hey, I tried this when I was talking with my state rep, and this really worked. Or I ran into a stumbling block about this matter, and what do you think? And share ideas and encouragement and so forth, and just take off all across this fruited plain from sea to shining sea, and help make America America again.
Outstanding. One more time, how can a person get a hold of P.A.N, like a website or a phone number?
Yes, indeed. The website is really easy to remember, panforall.org. Think of frying pan. I actually I have a member I met. Um, she owns a breakfast restaurant called the Frying Pan. Got flags in a restaurant and stuff like that. And I said, well, there's a perfect fit. But
I like it.
panforall.org, Preserve America Now. So, and it's because it's for all patriots of any stripe. We are apolitical. We do not give any money, just as we do not ask for any money. Um, if a person wants to contribute, by the way, we will thank God for them and pray God's blessings upon them. But we will put it to good use because we're all volunteers. None of us takes a dime. So uh, there's no donate button on the website, but it's panforall.org. Panforall.org. Um,
Outstanding.
our website also includes our phone number to one of the founders, and it also includes our email address if you like corresponding that way. So lots of ways to reach us, and we'd love to talk with you, answer any questions you might have. Love to have you on board. Like I say, I like to repeat this, at least 3 times, because sometimes I need to hear things 3 times or more. So, not asking for your money, and are asking for maybe 5 minutes a week of your time, doing
Wow.
stuff you're already doing anyway.
Impressive. Karl, I'm going to ask you one last question to get you out of here. The floor is yours. What would you like to say to the people?
I would like to say to anyone and everyone listening, and to all of your listeners, patriotic friends, whether it's a neighbor or relative, somebody you sit beside at church, your pastor, I would like to say that humanity needs America. America needs Preserve America Now. Preserve America Now needs you. We are at war. Everyone, well, not everyone, sadly, realizes this is spiritual warfare, as well as the fact that there's biological and psychological and electoral and economic warfare and cultural warfare. And you go down the list, go down the checklist, and they're all checked off, all eight of them, except for nuclear war. And they're talking about that, for crying out loud. We're at war. And with the Almighty's help, we will win this war. We need all hands on deck. This is not a drill. I don't recall, and I ask people, please correct me if I'm wrong, if I've overlooked it. I don't recall reading any scripture where the Lord poured out miraculous blessings upon his people when they were sitting on their hands.
Very
And we
true.
need to pray and fast as though everything depends upon him and work like it's all up to us.
There you
So
go.
join Preserve America Now if there's anything you're involved in, or just not sure how to get involved in restoring this great republic and making America again. Get in touch with us, and there's plenty of ideas. Just pick one.
Karl, thank you for your time. Thank you for P.A.N. Thank you for being a patriot.
Well, thank you as well, Bernie, and all your listeners. God bless each one of you, and let's bless God and become a little more worthy of him blessing our republic.
Outstanding.
Great.
You have a great day now.
All right.
All right. Well, that's about it for now. This has been the Loyal Opposition Podcast, produced in association with Liberty Arise Media and other podcasters. I ask that you like, share, and subscribe to this podcast and to this channel. Be sure to get your copy of my new book, Black Values Matter, available on Amazon or as an ebook on Audible and Apple Books. And remember, it's okay to disagree, but if we want our country to prosper, we must insist on unity, transparency, and civility from ourselves and from our fellow citizens. Thanks again for listening to the Loyal Opposition Podcast. See you next week.